Hello and welcome to Pushing Back, Ukraine Daily Brief. As the war enters its 1090th day, these are the main developments from the past 24 hours. The update from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Russia has lost approximately 859,920 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of the war. The number includes 1,530 casualties over the past day. According to the released Ukrainian figures, Russia lost 16 tanks, 52 armored combat vehicles, 37 artillery systems, 128 drones, 149 vehicles and 1 piece of special equipment. In the last 24 hours the Russians launched 122 combat clashes and carried out 53 airstrikes including 67 guided bombs on the territory of Ukraine. They also used 10 67 kamikaze drones and carried out around 4,500 attacks on the positions of Ukrainian troops and settlements using various types of weapons. In its latest intelligence update, the Institute for the Study of War, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov held a telephone call on February 16 to open a channel of communication for future talks about the war in Ukraine. U.S., Russian, and Ukrainian delegations are reportedly gathering in Saudi Arabia ahead of bilateral U.S.-Russia and U.S.-Ukraine negotiations in the coming weeks. Ukraine's European partners reiterated their support for Ukraine's war effort and domestic defense industry at the Munich Security Conference. The Kremlin officially reiterated its claim that Ukraine has no sovereignty, setting conditions for Moscow to claim that Ukraine has no standing to negotiate with Russia or that any agreements reached with Ukraine in the future are invalid. Medvedchuk's interview and Peskov's February 16 statements continue to cast doubt on Moscow's willingness to negotiate in good faith about a settlement of the war and set informational conditions for Russia to violate any agreement reached on the grounds that the Ukrainian government had no legal right to conclude it. The Kremlin extended an open invitation to U.S. President Donald Trump to attend the May 9 Victory Day parade in Moscow as part of efforts to posture Russia's strength and global power status. Western reporting suggests that the United States intends to ease sanctions on Belarus. Russia uses Belarus as a staging ground for its military against Ukraine and NATO and as a critical tool in its sanctions evasion schemes. The Russian military command reportedly redeployed additional elements of the Southern Military District's 8th Combined Arms Army to the Toretsk and Eastern Pokrovsk directions, further indicating that the Russian military command intends to prioritize putting pressure on Kostiantynivka, the southernmost point of Ukraine's fortress belt, in 2025. The Russian military appears to be committing to a multi-year-long effort to seize Ukraine's fortress belt in Donetsk Oblast, further underscoring Putin's apparent disinterest in a lasting and enduring peace in Ukraine. Ukrainian forces recently advanced near Toretsk, and Russian forces recently advanced in Kursk Oblast and near Kupiansk, Siversk, and Kurakov. During his official visit to the United Arab Emirates, Zelensky held extended and one-on-one talks with President of the UAE Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan in Abu Dhabi. Firstly, UAE's role in prisoner exchanges. Zelensky thanked the UAE for its mediation in securing the release of Ukrainian military personnel from Russian captivity. He highlighted ongoing cooperation and expressed hopes for further exchanges to bring more Ukrainians home. Secondly, security concerns and global threats. Zelensky warned of the growing alliance between Russia, North Korea, and Iran, calling it a direct threat to global stability. He urged increased sanctions against Russia and reiterated Ukraine's commitment to achieving a just and lasting peace. Lastly, strengthening economic ties. Ukraine and the UAE signed a historic trade agreement, the first of its kind with a Gulf state, to boost economic cooperation. Discussions also covered food security initiatives, including a new program to aid Syria and plans to establish a food hub in Egypt. Thanks for following today's updates. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. We'll return tomorrow with the latest news on the ongoing conflict.